Hi everyone, it's Mackenzie, and I wanted to come back and do a little bit of an update and let you guys all know what's going on. Was pregnant with our fourth child. Most of you guys know that. Made it to 11 weeks, so I thought, and found out it was a miscarriage and eventually a partial molar. Wanted to update you guys on, I'll let you know where we are now since then. I'll just kind of go over the timeline of how everything happened, and then I'll talk about my emotions and physically and everything else there. I'm just going to start with the facts. So on May 11th, we went in for what was supposed to be a regular appointment. That is when we couldn't find the heartbeat, and then they did the ultrasound and told us it was a missed miscarriage. So we were supposed to be 11 weeks and the baby was measuring 7 weeks. Because my body had held on to it for so long, they highly recommended a D&C. So the very next day, on May 12th, I had the D&C operation. On May 27th was my 2-week post-operation checkup, and I was super excited to get cleared and try for another baby and all that kind of stuff. But we went in and we were told that it was not a normal miscarriage, it was a molar pregnancy. So that meant that there was a chance of cancer, and I needed to get my HCG levels drawn every week until they got to negative, and then once they were negative, continue to get them drawn every week for 6 months after that, and was strongly urged to use birth control to prevent pregnancy. So that was May 27th, and my blood level on that day, 2 weeks post, was 103, and that's when they told us it'd really be like 7 to 10 months of waiting if no chemo was needed and everything went well. After that appointment, I started doing my research, like what is a molar pregnancy, what happened, and I had asked her a question there, like kind of on how it happened. And her explanation to me was that 2 sperm fertilized 1 egg. So I kind of started doing some research, and I found out there was complete and partial molar pregnancies, and she hadn't actually told me at the D&C appointment, but based on what they had said, I kind of self-diagnosed it as a partial molar pregnancy. And I also joined a support group. Then 3 weeks post operation, my HCG level was 20. So in that time, after that week, I started finding research on other countries outside of the United States standards on partial molars. There's not a ton of research because it's rare, but I was finding that like the 6-month wait wasn't really necessary, and if your levels went down to normal fast enough, you would probably not have a reoccurrence or anything like that. So I was compiling research on like how common it is to happen if you drop naturally without chemo, and like partial molars specifically, even though I didn't know 100%, but I was pretty sure it was partial, and all of this. And I was just trying to compile evidence to bring to my doctor, because once I got to 0, and I was just believing that it would happen fast on its own. And I also had literally hundreds of people praying for me through all of this and just saying, nope, you're not going to need chemo, you're not going to get cancer, we are needing complete healing and quickly. So that was all going on, and I was compiling my evidence, getting ready to basically go to the doctor and contest it once I got to 0, and at that point I was at 20. On June 10th, which was 4 weeks post-operation, I went in, HCG level was 8. Now, I had been on this support group, and a lot of women had said that once they started their period, their very first period, that the levels would drop even faster. Well, I was an 8 the day I started my period, so my levels were already super low, and I was very excited and confident that it was gonna be good. Like in the next 1 to 2 weeks I would be negative. So that was 4 weeks post, and that when I called on Monday to get that level, the medical assistant did mention briefly that once I was at negative, I could be done getting blood draws. And I was like, well, they told me 6 months, so that doesn't seem right. So I thought she was like making a mistake. On June 17th, which was 5 weeks post-operation, this past Friday, my HCG level was 4, which in my doctor's office, 5 and under is considered undetectable. So on Monday when I called, on June 20th, when I called and talked to them about it, the assistant said that her and all the other physicians had grouped together and talked about it. And like I said, I was compiling my research and ready to go contest them. And I was kind of going to advocate for a 3-month waiting period instead of 6. It's just a pain to go to the doctor every single week and get your blood drawn. So the assistant told me on Monday that it was down to 4. She had talked to all the other physicians and they saw no reason for me to come back and continue doing blood draws. It was undetectable. They did confirm it was a partial molar pregnancy, which is what I thought all along. And she said that with me dropping to negative in 5 weeks with no chemo and everything going well, and because it was a partial, there was no reason for me to come back. I did ask about if I should still wait to try to conceive, and she said in this situation she would pretty much treat it like a regular miscarriage. Did have a D&C, so they would recommend like 1 to 3 periods first. Well, I've already had 1 period in that 4th and 5th week. That whole week I was having a period. All this to say, what an emotional roller coaster. We go thinking we're gonna have a baby in November, to finding out we had a miscarriage, and then having to have a D&C, to then being excited and like, okay, we can try again next month, you know, after this D&C is healed, and then being told it's partial molar and I'm gonna have to be going to the doctor for like 7 to 10 months and wait for that, and having a cancer scare, and then to see my levels dropping so fast and being really excited and thinking that once they dropped I would still have a 6-month wait, to completely unexpectedly being told that I can be cleared right away, have any wait at all after this, was phenomenal. And I had, from the day that I announced that I lost my pregnancy, because it's so much support and so many prayers and so much going on, so much love, and I really believe that everyone's prayers and declarations really, like, you will not get cancer, you will not have your levels rise, you will not need a second D&C, everything is going to go down, it's going to go down faster than normal, and you will be cleared. That mentality, that hope, that faith, I really believe that with the body, a huge body of believers, is why it drops so fast. The average for your HCG levels to drop after a partial molar pregnancy can be 3 to 4 months, and mine dropped in 5 weeks. So that is pretty rare and pretty awesome that happened. So all of this to say, I just feel really blessed. I'm so happy to have good news. I am officially good. There's no pregnancy hormone in my system, and that's awesome. Physically, I did have that first period. It was horrible. It was painful, and like, honestly, the bleeding was worse than after childbirth for me. It was not good. My OB did kind of warn me of that, but recovery was, you know, up and down, like I'd feel okay, then I'd feel bad, I'd feel okay, then I'd feel bad. Then the period, emotionally I was a little bit depressed and a little bit upset, and just kind of quit caring about my day-to-day tasks. Like, I was taking care of my kids and everything, but I wasn't keeping up on housework, and I wasn't taking care of myself. I quit working out. Well, I had to at first because I had the D&C, and then I just didn't pick it back up. And we started eating really, really bad. Gained a lot of weight. Those who were watching my weight loss journey know that I was down to about 150 pounds at the beginning of the year. I did gain a little bit before I even got pregnant. I think I started my pregnancy at about 160. Then I got up to about 166 in pregnancy. Then since the D&C, I am now up to like 172. So I've gained a total of 22 pounds since the beginning of the year, and I'm not even pregnant right now, so that is definitely not good. Everything else physically, I feel okay. I just feel kind of like not happy with the way my body is right now. I feel like I don't really know if I want to start a pregnancy weighing this much. I mean, I have before with Nimi. I think I started that pregnancy at 183, and obviously everything was fine, but it was uncomfortable. It's not ideal. I'd like to be back into healthier habits, and even if I don't lose all that weight, I'd like to just not be in such bad habits as we're in right now, starting off a pregnancy and having another life inside of my body to take care of. Emotionally, like I said, it's just been such a roller coaster thinking, oh, we might have a baby, or we're gonna have a baby in November, to thinking, okay, maybe, February, to then thinking it's not going to be till like November of next year, and to now thinking, it could be March or April or May again. It's just been hard. It's taken a toll on mine and Steven's relationship. Not that like we're rocky or anything, but it's been hard. We've just both been mourning. We've been a little crankier with each other, both grieve in different ways, and I need to talk about it, and he doesn't need to talk about it as much, and talking about it for him actually like hurts more. So that's been hard, and it's been hard on the kids. They were expecting a sibling, then it wasn't happening. We had to explain miscarriage and death to them, and in the process of all this, a lot of other losses have happened in the same like few weeks. A couple days after my miscarriage, a couple in our church lost their 14-month-old son. A few days after that, a couple in our church, the husband went to the ICU with liver and kidney issues. He passed just this last week as well. He was 34 with 3 kids, and he passed on his daughter's birthday. So, I mean, all of this and just like other health things, just a lot of sadness and mourning and grieving through my own stuff, and also through like everyone around me who's also mourning, and just like mourning with them. And it's been really hard emotionally to deal with all of this, and we wanted to have a baby. I thought I was gonna have a baby. I was excited about having a 4th baby that ripped out from under you, and it almost felt like twice, because the first time, finding out you lost your baby, and then 2 weeks later finding out it was partial and that you couldn't try for so long, and now it's all turned around and we can, but it's just like all that emotional up and down has been rough. And now it's like I don't even know what to think. Here I was thinking that I had months before I could even try, and I'm not where I want to be as far as my health and habits, and but at the same time I do really want a baby. So all that comes back around to, are we gonna try to conceive? The answer to that is yes, we are going to be trying to conceive another baby. I have not ovulated this cycle yet. I think I will in a few days. I don't think we will be actively trying this cycle. I think we're just still kind of getting past it. Don't think that this month is good. We kind of need to work through everything and get back into our normal life. And I do want to, being healthier, and I started taking prenatals again and everything. So probably not this month will we be trying, but next cycle I probably will be. We will probably decide to have another baby. My husband's ready to try right now. He's like, we were robbed, and I do want to have another baby. He's very strong in his calling to father. He really believes that is like what he was made to do, and he's an excellent father. I'm so thankful. But I think for me, just physically and emotionally, I need a little more time just to wrap my head around everything that happened and just accept it all. I think I've accepted the loss, and I feel like I got past that, but I'm still like on the health spectrum of, whoa, what just happened? You'll be trying to conceive soon. Let me know if you guys are interested in trying to conceive after miscarriage videos or anything like that. If you guys have any questions further, if you just anything you want to know about this whole thing, I'm really open. I'm not offended by anybody's questions. I know it's super a super weird situation, and everyone who has had them, it's few and far between, and everyone has a different story. I'm just thankful that I didn't end up having any cancer show back up. Nothing turned into cancer, and I didn't have to do chemo or anything like that. So I'm just really thankful for a fast, quick healing, and praise God for that, because that's the only reason. Like, it's definitely due to God and our prayers and just everything, and the support has been amazing. So I'm just a little overwhelmed. That's why I was gone for a few weeks. Like I said, I wasn't even keeping up on my day-to-day household tasks, so there was definitely not much time for YouTube. But I am back now. I am ready to get back into a routine, not just with YouTube, but with my whole life. I'm just ready to move past this and look forward, and I do strongly believe that there's hope for a good future and everything is going to turn out great. It's just been a little bit of a bumpy ride to get here, so leave your questions and comments below, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye.